Hey, boss.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
I changed my. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us. Honestly, I'm a noob at this, so just give me a moment. I need to just flip my. Okay, I found it. Boom! Oh, okay.
Oh, boss.
Oh, who's the handsome guy?
Me?
Any of us?
Eh.
Hello, guys. What's up? So.
What's up, people?
Yeah, just change my lighting. Oh, Christina, someone say hi to you. Hey, I mean, Andre, Christina, sorry. There you go.
Hi, Christina.
Yes. Hey, how you guys doing? Let me check who's online now. We got Salfi, we got Malisa, Amin, we got Siti Nurul, we got Nashi. Hey, Nashi. Can you hear me, Andre? Is it loud and clear?
Yes,
Hi,
boss. Can hear
Taj.
you loud
Hi,
and clear.
thanks. Okay, nice,
Can you hear
nice.
me?
Yeah, loud and clear too.
Awesome. New headset. Sorry? Sorry, boss. I can't hear you. I think I'm losing you. Oh, no. Okay, can hear you now. Yep.
Uh, Welcome everyone. Usually, it's either Amin or Melissa will be the host, but today I'll be the host. So bear with me, guys. First time hosting. But I bet you not, there's no much difference. I think I'm the more entertaining one compared to Amin and Melissa. So yeah. All right. I think without further ado, let's start off with a proper introduction to this live streaming one, and we are going to play a game, right? Me and you, Andre.
Yeah.
Um, Game is somewhat a trend on Facebook, and we saw that people keep on reposting it and sharing their own perspective and whatnot. So but before that, again, welcome to our Majulah IG Live, and so this IG Live, it's an informal session rather by the youth workers in Majulah. And through this IG Live, what we want to achieve is, we want to discuss the current topics and, catch up with you guys, lah, basically. Right? So hi, my name is Shafi Razali. I'm the Jedi Master in Majulah. And that's my colleague. Yo, colleague, you want to introduce yourself,
Hello.
colleague?
I'm colleague. I'm Andre. My superior name is Pocket Pikachu. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Pikachu and Jedi Master in on a Sunday night at 10 p.m.
Uh,
Guess what might happen, right?
it's
So
gonna be fun.
I hope our viewers there, are ready to join us, and I wish you're comfortable there, grabbing your pillows, maybe lying in your bed. But what I want to kind of encourage our viewers to do so, to do is actually to ask us questions, to join us in this discussion. And if you have any questions, any thoughts, any stories you want to tell us, you can go to our pin message there. There's a link to our Padlet. I'm new to that too, but you click on the link, you can share your story there. If you want to ask questions or add comments, you can just go to that box below Andre, the comment section. And if you have questions, you can go to the question box there. Yeah, so you press that box and ask us questions. Okay. So for this week, we were specifically the city holidays. circuit breaker school holidays. One, we maybe introducing some of the activities that youth can do during the holidays. Tips and tricks on how to overcome, some of the pertinent issues during this Malay holidays, this
Oh,
May holidays. Oops, coming up. Sorry. All right. Okay. Before that, let's play a game, Andre. Let's play a game.
all right.
Shall we? Okay, you lead the game. Come on.
Okay. So I was noticing on Facebook there's this trend recently where you ask three questions, you answer them, and then you compare to see how it's changed over the past few years. So the first question is, what did you want to be when you grew up? What did you study? And what are you doing now? Right. So let me go first. Okay. So when I was younger, I wanted to be a mechanic, car mechanic, until I realized that I suck at it. For lack of better words, I couldn't do it. So I ended up studying sports, and now I'm in Majulah doing youth work. So it's quite a big change from mechanic to a youth worker and sports in between. But that's me. How about you, boss?
Oh, okay. What do I want to be when I grow up? I remember back in my secondary school, I be a policeman.
Oh,
Anything with uniform, be it a policeman or in the army. Because back then I was a master sergeant in NCC, so I thought maybe I could get a career in the army. Things happened. Years later, I ended up doing social work, youth work. So the passion kind of started during my volunteer work at in one of the mosques in Singapore. And what do I study? Um, well, in short, I dropped out of school in Sec 4. After I studied, I went back to school and do youth work and social work lah. So what am I doing now? I'm in Majulah doing youth work. Yay!
ooh, Majulah.
Yeah, so yeah, this trend kind of like floating around and people keep on reposting it, and it's interesting because you see some of the post is quite the change is quite drastic, right? So initially, I think we saw one that they wanted to be a pilot, So what if they study? They study some other subject, then they ended up doing some other thing in the present. Right? So, so that's the first part. That's the first game that we were playing. I think we'll play more games, Andre. With your creativity, and I think those who know Andre, he is the most creative one in Majulah. So let's not be surprised if we throw any curveball to any of you guys here, any of the viewers here, and ask you guys question, or even ask you to join us in the games that he will propose. Right, Andre?
Yeah. Love it, love it.
Okay. Andre.
Yes.
Uh, Tomorrow is 4th May, Monday.
Yes, may
I
the
think,
fourth be with you.
yeah. Wow, Jedi Master. Oh, wow. I should
Yes,
translate
Jedi
that.
Master.
Yeah,
Star
so
Wars fan.
4th May, so may the 4th be with you tomorrow. But what is more kind of important is that is the school holidays.
Ooh.
Usually it's the June holidays. People kind of the teens, the youth will look kind of look forward to these June holidays because they can hang out with their friends and go out, uh, go to where the pathways water parade something water.
I don't know. I'm West Side.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, basically they will hang out with their friends like during the days. But what is one different is that hi Zaid, Zaid join us. Yeah, I with to Zaid. Yeah, but what do you think about this? CB school holidays.
Wow. Well, it's different from what we're used to. We're used to, like you said, being able to go out, work, and everything. But for this time around, the youths who haven't. No, the feed is. What's you there? Can you?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, can you guys?
Nice.
Sorry,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I have to unplug. I have to unplug my AirPods because I think there's an intermittent connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I was saying, yeah. It's tougher for the kids definitely now. They can't go out. They have to stay at home. Can't get really part-time jobs unless you work as an essential worker, lah, then that's the only chance for you to really go out and work. Yeah. So it's quite different than what we used to, lah.
Yeah, I think if I put myself in the youth or the team's perspective, I would get angry, man. You know, why angry with a lot of things. Well, I guess there's two perspectives. There's the parents' perspective. There's the youth team's perspective. From the parents' perspective, they might enjoy because the June holidays is moved forward, and they can spend more time with their kids or their children, and not to worry later about during the June, so they can focus on work and whatnot. But for the teens, man, this is unfair. Honestly, unfair. June is when I go out with my friends. I dye my hair. Back then in June holidays, I dye my hair. I dye my hair golden. I remember. That's the only part of the year that I can go wild with my hair. Sorry, with my hair. Go out with my friends, hang out with them late nights, and come back happy. Go out. Have watch movie, leap out with them. But it's really unfair to them lah, to me lah. And I feel for them. Having to be robbed of their freedom. The circuit breaker. They can't be with their friend now. They can't hang out at night. They can't hang out any day actually. Right? They can't go out.
It's true.
Yeah. And what as a youth, as a teen, the question is, what can I do during these May holidays? This is not a holiday to me. So what can I do, Andre? What can I do?
Well, for me, there's three things that I have been doing for the past month, and probably will continue to do for the next the month if hopefully it doesn't extend, or hopefully it ends sooner. But yeah, the first one is basically I would play online with my friends. If you guys have heard of Jackbox Party, it's on Steam. You have to pay like $20 for it, but you can play like with 8 friends. You just have only one person has to buy the game, and then you guys can play together. It's really fun. Lots of mini games. Yeah, that's one thing I do. But when my friends are not free, because maybe they're doing housework or we don't know what they're facing at home, I would play it by myself. So I have a PS4 at home. There's this online game that is free on PS4 right now. It's called Apex Legends. It's kind of like Apex Legends. It's kind of like Fortnite, like PUBG, that kind of thing. It's those battle royale style games, but it's free and it's quite fun. So if you're alone, you have PS4, you want to play something, that's something you can do. And the last thing I do is I need to stay fit. Still have to go for my reservice every year. So I've downloaded this free app called Nike Training Club. I think it's Nike Training Club. I don't know. It's free, but it's a really great app. That's not sponsoring me, just putting it out there. But it's really great because you can really customize it to your what you want. Like if you have a small house, they have small workouts for you that don't take a lot of space. If you want like workouts with weights, or you want more cardio, you want 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you can choose it, and I think it's great. So these are the kind of things that I have been doing and I will continue to be doing. So hopefully the youth could do something similar as well. But something that I realized is all three of these things are actually online. And when it's online, there's a lot of challenges. I think one of the biggest challenges that we would face, or youth would face, is cyberbullying. Do you want to talk more about that, boss?
Yeah. Before we go into that, one of the pertinent issues during especially in the online sphere is the cyberbullying. But I think I also want to share what kept me engaged or what kept me alive during this CB period, and it's more in the context of the May-June holidays, and May school holidays. So they always got mixed up, because you are used to
June holidays, right?
Yeah, when things have changed, like May holidays, it doesn't it's not normal like May holidays. What is May holidays? The only May holidays we have is it's either Vesak Day or Labor Day. So that's what I
Yep.
know, right? So, but this year it's different. Why? Because we have the May school holidays, and if I were to keep myself engaged during this period, or what I've done during to keep me engaged is, of course, I will always hold my phone with me. My phone is always with me, and there are some apps I kind of download and kept me engaged all this while. I don't know whether you guys have downloaded this Plato, Plato, Plato.
Uh, is it
Yeah,
Plato or Plato? Or Plato?
Play, I don't know, Plato.
I have no idea.
So it's
Anyway,
Plato lah, Papa Lima Alpha Tango Oscar, right? Plato. What is cool about this game or this app is that there's a lot of games in that app, in one app, Plato, and you don't need your friend to be around. You go to the app, that there will be like thousands of people online, and you can just play any games that in the Plato app. So one
is it
of the
free?
it's free. It's free.
Wow,
That's another
that's what I
beauty.
like.
It's free. There's a lot of games. You can achieve like high scores, and there's the ranking thing that is going around, and one of the most or kind of celebrated game in the Plateau would be the werewolf.
Oh,
Yeah,
werewolf,
yeah. So
nice.
we used to play werewolf like the card werewolf game, right?
Yeah.
But imagine it to be online, then you play you play with nine other sets of strangers. So then you have to guess, who's the werewolf, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy, and it's fun because within that compact time you get to know each other at the same time, right? So Play 2 is one of them. Um, I don't know whether you guys play Mobile Legends.
I do not.
Yeah, a bit boomer, but yeah, I'm still playing Mobile Legends. Thanks to our their colleague Amin, actually. Yeah, but again, not because of him I download lah. Because of the youth. Back then in IT Central, there's a group of youths playing Mobile Legends. So I thought, I want to join them. I want to know what's in this Mobile Legends. So it's a good strategy game. It's free again. It's free. It's good strategy game. I'm having a headache now. You play with your friends, and good thing is you can if you are in a group, if you are live with a group, you can set out certain strategies, and masih second shade. Okay, yeah, I'm a shady person.
Oh.
Bad that jokes. That's one of the series bad jokes. Okay, so yeah, talking about Mobile Legends, one thing in particular that I want to share in Mobile Legends is rather the negative aspect of it. Although there's tons of positive stuff we can take from it, like you learn how to communicate with others despite not knowing them, or knowing them with in that short period. You learn how to strategize, you learn how to conquer certain challenges using that specific hero, right, and blah blah blah. But there's this negative aspect that I kind of want to share tonight, which is the cyberbullying, like you mentioned earlier, Andre. So so what is cyberbullying? Or before that, maybe I share some stories about me being bullied. Wow. Okay. See, me, this guy,
What?
this guy being bullied in Mobile Legends. Yes, I've been bullied in Mobile Legends. So that's the last thing I expect. Actually, that's the last thing I expected a good game with a group of strangers playing together, and work together, and destroy towers, and one of that's the game, destroy towers, and eventually win the game. But there's one point of time I played with this group of team or strangers. So we did bad, at the start. We did very bad. I remember I was killed like 3 or 4 times because the opponent kind of gank. So they call it ganking. Ganking means they will group together, they will move together from one point to one point. So they kind of push you to to your limit, and they kill you lah. So that's one of the strategy in Mobile Legends ganking, right? Ganking means you group together, then you kill your opponents in one swift move, right? So I was unfortunately the target of ganking. Yeah, ganking. So what happened was I was alone destroying the upper upper tower, is it upper lane, the top lane, top lane. Then the rest of teammate. Okay, so the thing about Mobile Legends, they can chat. They have the in chat thing, right? So
Yeah.
so when I was killed, I remember the third or fourth time, they kind of throw a lot of negative words towards me lah. Say I'm stupid, kau bodoh, something like that. Stupid, you don't know how to play. Say if you don't know how to play, you exit this game, you delete this game, right? So that was just the first wave of insults I get. So later towards the game, I felt like just quit the game and not do anything anymore. But that's me, and that was midway towards the game. But I decided why not I just stay on, and I see what would happen next if things are not improved or we don't achieve good teamwork, right? And the abusive words kind of grew louder or grew worse. So ended up with a lot of again mighty negative words, which I will not share here. Point is that just imagine that this man, this 31-year-old man being bullied in Mobile Legends. God knows how old are these players. Maybe they are 16, 17, or maybe 13, 14 years old, throwing, spurting vulgarities to me. And imagine if I'm a 12-year-old boy or 13-year-old, I just want to play Mobile Legends for fun, but I have very low skill set, and I'm being pushed to this extent. Right. So that's my experience in cyberbullying. So again, what is cyberbullying, Andre? What is cyberbullying? Maybe you can explain.
Well, pretty much it's any kind of abuse or harassment on a virtual platform, be it like social media, be it like we said, Mobile Legends, like two games as well. Yeah, so that's it's different than what we're used to. We're used to normal confrontational face-to-face bullying, but now the youth face a different challenge, and especially now with the circuit breaker, right? They have everything's going online, home-based learning, everything's online. Yeah, it's definitely more challenges for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more pertinent why because bullying most of the time take place online, and usually the perp or the perpetrator is hide behind a different identity and avatar, right? So it's free for them, it's free for all. They can just put anything online. But I think allow me to explain what is cyberbullying. Definition of cyberbullying here is it's bullying that takes place over digital devices like cell phones, computers, and tablets. And it doesn't have to be just in mobile games, but it can be on social medias, right? So we are looking at the current trending app, which is TikTok. TikTok. Are you on TikTok, Andre?
Yes, I am, but I posted 0 things. Still trying to figure it out.
TikTok,
Still quite a TikTok noob.
Yeah, TikTok is the new Instagram, by the way. So for those who haven't downloaded TikTok, but then again, I guess these social media platforms where our youths are, teens are, or where everybody is now, it is kind of put someone at risk for cyberbullying, right? Because someone can just create another identity, not theirs, but they can create another entity and just say anything say what you want to say lah. But although we encourage kind of free speech, freedom of speech, blah blah blah, but there's always the responsibility part lah. Responsible speech. What is free speech, but what is also responsible speech? Yeah. So apart from Mobile Legends, again, social medias, the kind of abuse that these youth go through it's real. when I downloaded TikTok, Andre, I remember I was scrolling through the For You page, right? So what
Yeah.
is it's a similar concept like Insta, but TikTok is a full screen. Then there's a lot of options at the sides, and you can just scroll through, and you get the maximized experience, video experience. So I saw one of the posts made by this special person. I believe he's of a special need, and this young lady was portraying certain moves. So I think it's part of the challenge, some challenge that they
Mm.
are portraying. They have to do some set of dance move and whatnot. So while she is at that state, being challenged in a different way, and having fitting try to fit in the larger society. Um, I saw that there's a lot of likes. Definitely, the video has a lot of likes. That's one good thing. But when I go to the comment page, the abuse that the young lady had to go through is it's immersive. I mean, I can't imagine what she has to go through. But the good thing is, I saw that she replied quite positively. Although she doesn't reply with words, but she replied with like sunflowers, love shape, and whatnot. So I believe she's trying to uh, counter this negative abuse with love, with positive words or positive reaction. Yeah. Have you seen? How about yourself, Andre? Have you like gone through any experience of cyberbullying?
Personally, I haven't experienced it myself, but I have seen people, and I know people who have gone through it,
Mm-hmm.
or still going through it, and it's quite terrible because, like, compared to the face-to-face kind of bullying, you
Mm-hmm.
can, as an adult, you can intervene, you can meet two parties, and you can try to find a resolution. But like you said, with avatars thing, your identity kept secret. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you can just post anything, and we have like zero like ramifications from that, and you don't have to face the music of what you do, of your actions. So,
Mm-hmm.
and we as adults cannot really trace it or intervene. So it is terrible. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
really terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I want to kind of narrate more my experience in Mobile Legends. It's kind of
Yes.
affected me sadly. But earlier I shared, this man, this 31-year-old man being bullied in Mobile Legends, and although I didn't counter, with any, uh, I didn't react anything towards in that game. So, but I played another game afterwards, immediately after that game. So I try to be that positive person. Okay, I tell myself like, hey, after this game, if I'm being abused again, I want to do something different. To myself there, right? So again, I joined this Mobile Legend ranking game. So we're playing, at the first stage, and again we were losing quite badly, in the first 3 rounds or the first 3 levels. Um, so they started to throw some abusive words. So I tried to counter, say that, hey guys, come on, this is a game. Let's play this as a team. Uh, but guess what? Guess what, Andre? Guess what?
It worked.
Well, I hope it worked, but yeah, it has the reverse effect. So
Oh
they
no.
threw more negative abuse words. So I was angry. I think as humans we are allowed to react. We are allowed to have feelings. And I didn't shy away from that. I reacted back quite angrily lah. So I respond negatively too. So this is what I want to restart, because I try to be the hero. I try to be like, hey, don't bully, don't throw negative things, don't say negative words. But when they keep on attacking me, it felt like I have no choice but to be them, as in like I throw back the negative words back to them. Yeah. So no, we were like throwing abusive words towards each other. Well, it was funny, in one perspective, but it wasn't productive because our team was losing and we were losing all the way, right? Yeah, and I think another bad thing is that me starting off, I want to be that good person, but I end up being them, being joining that bandwagon of throwing vulgarities. So so I kind of took a step back and reflect, what happened, what did I do to make things worse. I tried to be that good person, but what happened actually that kind of forced me, to join them. Um, yeah, so that's another skill that we want to introduce tonight on how you can overcome these challenges, especially cyberbullying, and I think that there's a different perspective that we want to touch on now. First is the victim. So what can the victim do? Second, what should the perpetrator do? Like if you are bully, if you are so used to bullying, maybe I want to offer a different perspective. And the last perspective is, of course, the bystander. I started off as a bystander, right? So, and I didn't do anything about it, but I tried to be hero, but nothing worked. But we will introduce some of the tools or skills that you can use during this, especially this cyberbullying topic. But before that, I want to encourage our viewers, 7 of them, to share if they have any experience on cyberbullying, whether you have been bullied before, whether you are the person who bully, or who gone through that process, or you have seen a bullying instance, right, and you are the bystander and you do nothing about it. You can go to our pin message here. There's a link there, bit.ly/mpetcb. Go there and you can share anonymously, so you don't have to create an account or whatnot. Yeah. So and of course we don't want to kind of discount that I guess there's the youth perspective and there's the perspective we kind of missed out, Andre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the parents' perspective.
Yes, parents' perspective. Yes, it's also very important.
Yeah, correct. I think in Majulah, while we our central client is the youth themselves, but we know that these youth eventually they will go back to their main systems, which is the family. So I guess as parents too, we need to be aware of this issue. Cyberbullying is real, and honestly, it's hard to track. Because if I'm being bullied, if I'm a 13-year-old and I'm being bullied, I won't share with my parents. Why? Because one is maybe it's shame. Maybe I want to hide my shame. I want to hide my ego, so I won't tell my parents and to tell them that I'm being bullied. Second is that if I tell my parents, then they will take away my device, and got no more device. Yeah. So my parents' logic is, you are being bullied online. So if you don't go online, then you don't gonna bully lah, right? But it doesn't work that way, because youth now, we have our life online, right? So there's this saying that we now have two lives. One, the real life, and the other is the online life, right? So usually the parents, there's the second concern they have. If they share their parents, the parents will take away their handphone and whatnot. Third is, of course, the stigma lah, right? The stigma that if being bullied, then you are deemed as the weaker one, right? So I don't know, Andre, if you are a parent, what kind of issue or questions you have. Let's say if you have your child gets bullied or being bullied.
Wow, that is a tough question for me to answer, because I do not have a kid. Last I checked, I don't have one at least. Yeah, I don't have one. But yeah, it's especially hard because I agree with you. A lot of youths would not want to approach their parents for advice, for those reasons that you mentioned, as well as sometimes they would feel that the parents would understand. Yeah, because it's a different generation. Some of us have parents who are still quite youthful, but some of us do not. So for them to understand it could be quite a challenge. So instead of facing that and trying to find help to that, they would just keep it to themselves. What I would do, I can't really say yet. Hopefully, if it ever happens, I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen to me, but if it ever does, I would make the right decision at that point of time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually the right decision is the difficult decision that they need to do. Um, yeah, I'm talking about what can the parent do if they found out that their child is being bullied. Whether it's cyberbullying or whether it's physical bullying. Parents is, I think, is they are the top, for lack of better words, they are the top food chain of the intervention. So I think whatever the parents do is it's quite imperative that it will set the tone for their child kind of livelihood. So I think one story I would like to share is, I used to kind of manage a casework about on this particular youth, where this youth is being bullied in school. And what the parent did, so the boy was, I think, around 14, 15 years old in secondary school. And he was known as the soft one. I mean, his personality is, a bit feministic in a way, and he's always being pushed by his friends, being called names and being taunted in school and out of school, to the extent where this particular youth even contemplated on ending his life lah. Although he kind of say that, oh, I'm just saying it because of just saying it just to get attention, but I guess if it's not addressed, then it can turn real, right, Andre?
Yeah.
So what the parent did initially before we intervene, our the youth worker intervened. The parents said to this 15-year-old boy, say that, oh, this is just another phase of your life. You just go through this. You don't mind whatever your friends are saying. This is change the things that you can change. If you cannot change the things, you just forget about it. Just go through it. Just breathe through it. Well, I think that could kind of strike logic, but to a 15-year-old, imagine putting yourself in their shoes and having to go to school alone and brave through that challenge alone in a classroom where you are being bullied, being taunted. It is mentally exhaustive lah, I would say. Mentally, physically exhaustive. And it got to a point where at the session where this boy kind of opened up to the parents. The boy mentioned to his father. I remember that. Say, I just kind of paraphrase. So I say, Papa, I wish you hadn't said that, because what I need most is your presence, your support. You telling me that you will be with me all the way. You tell me that you will give me support. You tell me that you will go to my school and talk to my principal, to my teacher. I hope that you as my father, you will go and come address this issue with my friends, because no one else is protecting me. No, I got no friends at school. My teachers are doubting me. My principal is like, oh, that's pushing it away. And as a parent, you are my only support. So when he said that, the parents were, I think initially they are shocked lah. I mean, they are shocked. They are out of words. They don't know what to say. But after the boy kind of verbalized it, they are much more aware that, hey, this thing is real, and it's affecting him badly, and they need to do something. So again, as parents, they are somewhat a bystander lah, right? Because although they don't experience it live, they are being kind of told of what happened, right? So they need to react. They need to do something about it. Uh, so so from a parent's perspective, I guess I'm a parent of two boys, and if let's say either of my boys get bullied, I will get agitated lah. right? Hey, boys, my son's being bullied at school. I will, for sure I want to do something about it, right? Yeah. So sorry, I have to drink. It's full of passion and
Oh,
I got thirsty
it's
from it.
okay.
Yeah. This is my boys.
That's so cute. So, boss, I think in the spirit of time, because it's already 10:40,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
we should go into how we can, what youth can do to
Okay.
prevent this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drag a bit on that part because I was, that kind of resonate to me like, and as a parent and of course as a youth worker. Yeah. So maybe touch on a little bit on that part. What can a parent do? Of course, for starter, you find out more. Suspend on judgment, and find out more about that particular bullying issue. Ask them, to verbalize their problem, and even offer your help. Go down to school and talk to the teachers. So I think for starter, that's what a parent can do, right? Yeah. So the next part that we are talking about is what is it, Andre?
How we can overcome this and what youth can do to
Right.
like to not cyberbully and how to stop
Mm.
cyberbullying. Yes.
Okay. So what do you think you can do, Andre?
Okay. So I want to just go back to the story you told me just now about your Mobile Legends and that
Mm.
you tried to be the good guy, but it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it can work, but it needs a community of gamers, of players to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll share a story that I played this game. I don't know how many of you out there know it. It's called Day of Defeat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Counter Strike, but it's like World War Two setting or World War One setting. It's all the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But what I liked about this specific server that I went to is the game host.
Mm-hmm.
He moderated the whole setting very well. So
Mm-hmm.
if you were to use a mic, sorry, wait. If you use a mic and you were to say vulgarities, he'll give you a warning. He'll tell you, hey, it's okay, man, relax, it's good. Don't worry, we can get him next time. He's always very positive. And then if
Mm.
you still
Okay.
took
That's
like
interesting.
didn't listen to his suggestion, he'll actually kick you out. And I
Oh
think
wow.
that's really good. Yeah. Because whenever I went back to that game, I always look for that specific server because I know that at least here, it's a very friendly environment. So I think as gamers and as the youth who play games, I think what they can do is they can like what you tried to do at that time, try to be the bigger person,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully it multiplies. When people see kindness, they will in turn uh, show kindness to others.
Mm, 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 mm. Oh, that's inspiring. Actually, Andre, uh, honestly, I never been, I never kind of experienced, being an online gamer and having that kind of support in an online community. Yeah, I think we need more of that person. I don't know who's that person you're talking about, but God bless him, and just hope that everyone can kind of exemplify, his positive attitude, his personality, and to create a more safer online community, especially in gaming, because gaming there's a lot of emotions involved, right? And the need to win, the need to up your ranking, the need to
Mm-hmm.
gather coins and buy new items, and the pressure that you get from your friends, they have new items, and you got no new items because you lack of points, you lack of coins, because you keep on losing, and so that kind of put a person, a gamer, in a situation where they have a range of emotions, and they want to do things, just to win, just to win. So first, I think that's the initial step that one can take to be the bigger person, in an online community, and to show good exemplary positive attitude, and again, I tried that. I think it takes more than one person to do it, especially in this online community, and I guess another thing that we can do, and is that if we see any negative comment, remarks, be it in gaming, be it in social media, um, you know, while we see, well, I mean, we will see someone, you know, trying to say good positive words, but what we can do, just thinking like what we can do is maybe support the guy, maybe echo the guy, copy paste his positive remarks, and just overwhelm the rest of the post, the rest of the message, you know, and make it larger, you know, make it louder, make this positive feeling, positive attitude, positive environment more pertinent, more louder, so people kind of, you know, they are being pushed to join in the bandwagon lah. Like, you know, like I say, you know, if you know the rest of the bully can bully me, so I cannot bully, so I join them in bully. Yeah. But imagine there's a lot of, you know, positive people. You know, I got no choice but to be positive too, right? So that's another
Yeah.
tip that we can do. Um, another kind of advice or tips that, you know, I want to share, Andre. You know, for a start, you know, I think the very basic rule of don't attack others lah. I think when we go online, our intention is to have fun, right? Have fun, keep ourselves entertained. So that's the very base. You know, don't attack others online. Second is don't write or post or send anything when you're angry. God knows
Definitely,
what you do, right?
definitely. Yes, we've
Yeah,
seen our fair share of people who post something when they're angry, and social media has taken them down and
correct,
flamed
correct.
them upside down.
So especially when you're angry and when you're hungry.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
hungry.
yeah, yeah. This to agree. Yeah, this to agree.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah. God knows, you know, what you will post when you're angry. So I think on our first episode we shared, you know, if you're angry, you know, there are things. There's one thing that you can do before you do anything, which is the think framework or model. So THINK. So before you do anything, you ask yourself whether this is the truth, whether this is the truth. Three. H, whether this is helpful. I, whether this is inspiring. N, whether this is necessary. And K, whether this is kind. So if you I know it's hard for you to just sit down and give yourself 1 minute to think about that, but just ask whether this is what you want for yourself. Whether this comment that you make will stick forever. Even if it's deleted, it can be retrieved. Someone can just screenshot and post it somewhere, and you cannot force others to delete the screenshot, right? Yeah. So before you do anything, especially when you're angry, you know, you have to think clearly about it, right? So thirdly is you know, if you are being insulted, so what should you do? Should you respond or should you do something else, Andre?
I think you should not respond to it because it's just too. You get angry, you get emotional, you get affected by it. So there's an
Mm-hmm.
angry person, like just talking to another angry person. There's no point to it. What you should do is try to ignore it. If you really cannot ignore it, try to report that comment because now a lot of features on a lot of social media like Facebook, Instagram, they have those filters, those report things. So if you feel something that it offends you, you can just report it. Just don't
Mm-hmm.
fight back. Don't retaliate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I think normally, you know, what we will do is we will reply with another negative remark. But
Exactly.
what we would suggest is if we experience or we went through that negative insult, if you think you it's hard for you to be the bigger person, and if that post it belongs to you, you can just delete the comment or you can report the comment, right? Because it's your own space, right? It's your own space that the social media is yours, the profile is yours. You have the right to do anything about it. Yes, people have the right to comment whatever they want to comment, but what you can do, you can just delete the comment, the negative comments, and you know, it's a win-win to me lah. It's a win-win to me. Next advice, especially for the bystanders, is that, you know, staying silent. Yeah, staying silent when others are being bullied is not okay. If you see someone is being bullied, do something about it, right? So be it, okay. I mean, say never succumb to the emotions, the bully. the bully or bullies wants us to feel. Yes, correct. I mean, don't do that.
Very nice.
Yes,
Yes.
nicely worded. Yes, as a bystander, if you see someone kena bully or someone being bullied, try to intervene with more positive words. Or if you see someone has already made a positive comment, copy paste that comment and make it louder, make it bigger. Uh, or if you got nothing better to say, that there's no good words that can spur out you, then you can just PM the person, say that give encouragement to the person, right? Last advice, Andre. You want to share the last advice?
Yes, the last advice is just if you see someone or you notice like a negative comment or thing, don't add to it. Never add. It's like adding oil to a fire that's already burning. It's just
Correct.
gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it's out of control. So yeah, just I think the main point is just it's like not reacting to it and not. I mean, if you're the victim, don't react to it. If you're a bystander, don't add to it. Definitely don't become a bully. Like don't try to tackle cyberbullying by cyberbullying someone else.
Yeah,
It doesn't work. Yeah.
correct. So like the cliche lah, don't fight fire with fire, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So fight fire with bubble
I don't
tea.
know. Firefighter. I don't know.
Firefighter, fight fire with water. Sorry, don't fight fire with.
Water form. I don't know. I don't know how to use nowadays.
Yeah. Point is, don't make things worse. So if
Yes.
you don't try, if you don't try to stop cyberbullying with more cyberbullying, because it's gonna be more worse. They will find more creative, negative words to say, and try to be again bigger person. Mas, I don't know whether she's laughing at us because whether we are being bookman, but yeah. So those are the 5 kind of advice tips that we can share today. So if the viewers here, if you got any cool or good comments or good tips that you can share with the youths or teens on how to overcome cyberbullying, please share it on the comments. Just below Andre there, the comment box. If you got any questions, please do so there. Time check now is 10:52. This IG live session is about an hour long. We started at 9. We started at 10, right? So
Yes. It's 10.
only like 1 hour to do this. But I think for a final closure, before we close this, if you guys got any other comments, you please go to the link on the pin comment there, the bit.ly/mpetcb. Dump everything there. You can be anonymous. You don't have to create an account to do that. You can be anonymous. Dump everything there. So that's that. And for final closure, Andre, we are talking about the circuit breaker, the May holidays, and we are talking about this, this challenging time, which is the COVID-19 period, right? So I think locally there are, although the numbers are somewhat fluctuating here and there, but the good news is I think the local cases are kind of numbers are steady. It's below 10.
It's quite low. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think let's pray that the numbers will get lower, and especially for our frontliners, our nurses, our brothers in the foreign workers dormitories. Pray them to be recovered soon. Pray them to be well, and of course we want our freedom back. We want our freedom back.
Yes. I want my bubble tea.
Yes. Although I think some of the measures are being loosened, but
Yes, that's right.
let's not celebrate too early,
Yes.
let's not celebrate too early. Let's keep observing the circuit breaker measures, and hopefully things will go better and we get our freedom back. We can queue for that bubble tea that we missed. We can go back to our office, Andre.
Yay! Office.
We can go back to the office. We can cook. We can reach out to the youths. We can go down to the streets. We can go back to the schools where we are at to engage those kids, right? So let's pray for that.
Yes.
Let's pray for that. Any last words from you?
Yeah, I think my final words would be that it's a tough period for everyone. for students, adults, parents, everybody. But what we should be doing is building like a community or web of positivity. I think that's what we mentioned throughout most of this session, and try to not spread a community of negativity instead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Andre. Yeah, it's important to be that. I think while we have our needs to be taken care of, but what is more, one attitude that we can celebrate is us being that bigger person, right? Whether it's standing up for cyberbullying, whether with this circuit breaker, we cannot do much, but we can contribute in other ways. That is another definition of a bigger person, during this circuit breaker period, right? Yeah, and again, let's build this community of positive people, and try to spread this positivity throughout the world. All right. I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for joining us this Sunday night. I know Sunday night usually the day after that you go back to school or office, but this is circuit breaker, so I thought celebrate good. Catch us again next week, Sunday, same time, 10 p.m. We might have a guest, different guest of honor. I don't know. Yeah, but different guest lah next week. Okay. So we see you next week. Take care. Yo.
Bye.
Yo.
Hats, 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 hats.
Okay, done, bro. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.